This is a paid program. JJ Publicidad, EMR, and its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guest.
Are you looking for awareness, motivation, inspiration, or just some feel? If so, you've come to the right place. Dr. Nancy knows how to do just that. With her extensive experience and knowledge, she is dedicated to providing care, health, and wellness information and education to the greater Phoenix metropolitan area and beyond. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Dr. Nancy knows. Starts now.
Well, good morning. Good Saturday morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your medical celebrity doctor, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show, coming to you live on many social media platforms, drnancyknows.com, streaming live this morning, along with Dr. Nancy Knows Facebook Live, eMotion Radio, as well as YouTube. Definitely glad to have you here today. We have an exciting show. It's about music and you know how music soothes the soul. We as a nation are, we're healing and music and good word, good faith, fellowship and unity is what it's all about at the end of the day. Don't you agree? So glad to have you here today. So listen, Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show is a multicultural platform. We bring unity. We bring different types of cultures all together to make us a better world. Without love and without hope, without inspiration, at the end of the day, why are we doing this? So I am so grateful and fortunate to have you here, listening to, our expert guests and our celebrities that come on the show once a month. It's a really wonderful thing to have. Now, I'd like to thank our sponsors and supporters of the show. First and foremost, eMotion Radio. Thank you, Javier, Julian, and Veronica, for, just making me look good every Saturday morning, technically. And Benita Howell, I love her. Microsoft extraordinaire guru. She's in the house this morning behind the scenes. Benita, I love you. Now listen, if you like the way my makeup looks this morning, you can have this too. It's Maggie Gorin, Maggie's Makeup. She makes me look good every morning, and I feel wonderful. And I believe I look wonderful too. Thank you, Maggie. Our friends at RN Electric, Profit Laser Lipo, Gary Charlson. Hi, Gary. We've got other sponsors, Actives, David Brown and Coco Gonzalez. Hi, Coco. David is going to be on this coming show in February to talk about actives and the formulation called epigenetics. So stay tuned. We have lots of information to tell you about supplementation that can really change your life and improve your overall health and wellness as well. Thank you. Our friends at Sonoma Oral Facial Surgery, and that's Peter and Lynn down there in Gilbert. Thank you, guys. We'd like to also say, be the change that you wish to see in the world. It only takes one, the power of one, a kind gesture, a smile, a touch, really. Just not forgetting that the human species is very resilient, and we have a lot of love to share, and let's start. It's never too late. Forgive yourself, right? Your sins have been forgiven. Let's talk a little bit about current events, and I do want to here at Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show, we'd like to extend our condolences to Cicely Tyson, who passed away this week. So Cicely Tyson, her family, we send our condolences here at Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. COVID-19. COVID it's crippled our nation. It's still here, everyone. But we've got a vaccine. We've got a couple of vaccines, Moderna and Pfizer. are the two that are currently being administered through our nation. We're at a shortage, but our new leadership is assuring us that we're going to get more vaccine out to everyone. So stay safe, social distance, cover yourself, stay in if you're sick. Let's talk about some of the numbers. In the United States, over 26 million cases of COVID to date, 436,000 deaths right now. Worldwide, that's 102 million cases and 2.2 million deaths. There is a third vaccine on the horizon. Johnson & Johnson will be submitting their emergency use of authorization in the coming weeks. So this particular vaccine does not need to be stored at below zero, and Johnson & Johnson claims that you only need one shot to have complete, immunity against COVID, according to their research as well. Now, what does the vaccine do? Now, one would say when you get the vaccine, it starts allowing your body to produce an antibody, the good antibody, immunoglobulin G, and that is the antibody that builds up immunity to COVID. And with the first two manufacturers that we have on the market with the vaccine, it's going to take 2 doses, but it starts your immunity process right away. Now, we do have mutations of the COVID vaccine, and they're coming in from all parts of the country, Africa and the United Kingdom as well. But we're assured through our leadership and the healthcare World Health Organization and the CDC that our current vaccines that we have on the market will be enough to build up that immunity against COVID. Now, again, it's going to be rolled out in 3 phases. We are still currently in one phase, phase 1, A through C, and that's, healthcare workers, nursing homes, essential personnel, bankers, grocery market stores, these kinds of things. Phase 3 is when it's going to become available to the general public as well. So that is forthcoming. Now, there is another treatment that is available to COVID that is not very widely known about, I should say, and it's monoclonal therapy. It has been approved for mild to moderate cases of COVID, and within the first 10 days of diagnosis of COVID, the CDC states that monoclonal therapy, it's an IV infusion, can really, really improve, if not, in some cases, eradicate the COVID to get you better. So if you're interested in more of that information, I would reach out to your healthcare providers and professionals, and they can give you more information on that. Let's talk about Biz Spotlight. It's Biz Spotlight. Thank you. Now, the organization that we're going to highlight today, it's Family Matters Healthcare Foundation, and it's a foundation that's near and dear to me. It's actually one that I have founded, and it's been around for a couple of years. What we do at Family Matters, our vision is it's an integrative approach to healthcare in the community by maximizing relationships with corporate foundations and funding healthcare organizations with diversity services, community organizations. Family Matters Healthcare Foundation is strategically positioned to make a long-term impact on our community. Our programs and services at Family Matters Healthcare Foundation are mentoring, education like STEM courses, health and fitness, scholarships, and financial management. If you need more information on what Family Matters Healthcare Foundation can do in your community, just reach out to us at FamilyMattersHCF.com. That is the email, and you can call us on that telephone number and on our screen as well. Family Matters, our unsung heroes, often do so much in our community, and we don't get the credit for it. And, you know, volunteering, checking on your elders, paying it forward, giving individuals a hand up, it just soothes the soul. And it's another thing that soothes the soul is our upcoming guest. You don't want to miss it. It is Reggie Campbell, and he's an international gospel artist, songwriter, and he is a music therapist, autistic advocate. Now, if you don't know what that is all about, he is going to tell us his story, his journey, his life lessons learned on his journey, and what he's doing in the community to help our autistic individuals. Stay tuned for that in our next coming segment. Dr. Nancy Knows is here to inspire, to motivate you, to tell you that it's okay to be human. We all make mistakes. There is no such thing as perfection, and we all have our walk and our divine destiny. And do you know what that is? And if you do, walk in it. Have faith. Do not let fear paralyze you. One foot in front of the other. There will be individuals that are critical to your success that will just drop out of the sky to say, how may I be of service to you? If you don't believe me, try it. Now listen, Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine has a $25 gift card for all that, it's complimentary. For all that, you know, we've got an upcoming holiday coming up. It's Valentine's Day, February 14th. And if you're interested in, you know, overall health and wellness and beauty, such as a health screening, knowing your status, the beginning of the year, blood work, diabetes, cholesterol, you can use your $25 gift card toward that, as well as facials, Maggie's makeup, in fact, as well, aesthetics, Botox and fillers. Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine is here to service the community. We have a $25 complimentary gift card for you whenever you want to access that. So you could actually schedule online at drnancysintegrativemedicine.com or give us a call at 480-669-6452. Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine has revamped her membership package plan, and it is called NG Cares Healthcare Membership Packages. And it's for individuals and small business owners. So for you all small business owners that are looking to provide healthcare membership packages or healthcare to your employees, Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine's NG Cares healthcare can do that for you. The services include a yearly annual examination, immunizations, chiropractic services, 12 to be in fact in that year, along with 24-hour access to telehealth and maintenance of your overall chronic and acute illnesses, to include healthcare essentials like accident, short-term disability, hospital bridge, and life coverage. So if you're interested, ngcares.com or 480-669-6452. Remember, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, it's who she knows. And we'll be back with Reggie Campbell with music that soothes the souls for many. We'll be right back.
You don't want to miss what's coming up next because Dr. Nancy knows. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Are you a business owner looking for ways to invest in your staff's health? Their well-being is key to a long-lasting employment life. NG Cares healthcare membership packages allow you to leverage pre-tax dollars and applicable tax health incentives.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy of Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, introducing NG Care's healthcare membership packages to include primary care and injury office visits, management of acute and chronic disease, 24/7 telehealth services, preventative care, labs, immunizations, and chiropractic office visits. You receive discounts on diagnostics and services offered at Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine as a preferred member. Combine this with paycheck protection plans such as accident, short-term disability, hospital bridge, and a life insurance is priceless. 2 plans to choose from, Elite and or Pro. Packages starting at as low as $225 a month. Remember, NG cares about you. For more information, you can go to ngcares.com or call us today at 480-669-6452.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy. Welcome to our clinics. We believe that personalized care and relationship building are the basis of improving health outcomes. At Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, you gain healthcare providers who take the time to understand your health goals and find solutions. We offer optional medical memberships, giving you peace of mind and quality care. We provide both medical and aesthetic services in 2 Arizona locations. We practice the highest standards of patient care. We respect patients' rights. We safeguard patient confidences. We treat patients with compassion. You are invited to call the office to schedule an appointment or online at a time that is convenient for you. Call to schedule 480-669-6452 or visit our website at drnancysintegrativemedicine.com.
You're listening to Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. Ask your questions now. Dr. Nancy is listening.
Welcome back. Good morning. So listen, guys, if you have questions, you can always send your questions through eMotion Radio Facebook Live or Dr. Nancy Knows Facebook Live. We're always happy to answer any of your questions that you may have. And so I would love to introduce our next guest, Reggie Campbell. He is a minister. He's led by the Holy Spirit. He's a prophetic teacher, bringing the message of joy, hope, love, peace, and encouragement. Minister Campbell has won several prestigious awards. He is an international gospel recording artist, songwriter, keyboardist, choir director, worship leader, and father. Not only father, but husband as well. He's won many awards. This year alone, 2020, I was having a conversation with him, and he says there's just so many, too many to really talk about. And he's a modest man. But really, honestly, he has won several awards with the Rhythm of Gospel Award, the Texas Excellent Award for traditional male vocalist and contemporary male vocalist, Best of Vocalist of the Year, Best Traditional Gospel Artist, Best New Single of the Year, as well as Gospel Image Awards, Vocalist and Single of the Year. He lost his wife in 1998 to lupus, the battle with lupus, and he's a single father of 3. He channeled that mourning into writing a song, a new single, Joy and Hope. I'd like to welcome you all to Reggie Campbell. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Nancy. So happy to be here this morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, we would say.
It is so beautiful here in Arizona. It's such a privilege and honor to have you. You know, Reggie, we've known each other for a long while, and you just have such a beautiful spirit, not only with your faith and your walk, but just as a person and a human being. You're always striving to be better, to give of others, to give of yourself to others as well. And your music is beautiful.
Thank you.
It heals.
Thank you. It does.
It does. So I'm so fortunate, and we are here at Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show, so fortunate to have you here. And, you know, before we get into the music, I really would like to get to know who you are. You know, your journey, your walk. Who's Reggie Campbell?
Wow, that's good and big. You know, my journey began many years ago. I was raised in Texas by my grandmother, which is a God-fearing lady. She taught me so many things. I'm so thankful and grateful today that I listened to what she said and not just heard, but I listened. And you know, the older grandmothers used to make you listen, and you had to do exactly what they said to do. And so a little bit different generation we have right now of listening. So, but I really listened to what my grandmother said, and I stood the course. So I was raised by my grandmother, my mother, and my father, which was awesome, and a host of aunts and uncles. And so, you know, I was raised by many people. So I had
Takes a village, doesn't it?
yes, I had a great upbringing, and I learned so many things about life, even as a young man. So I was able to, so I'm able to impart so much right now into many people, many teenagers, many youth, you know, just young people in general, just how to, you know, there was a thing my grandmother used to say. She said, "Baby, I want you to save your money for a rainy day." I didn't understand what she was talking about. You know, now I understand all the old cliches that they used to use. I understand what it was for. And my grandmother was just so instrumental in my growth. And I remember as a little boy, she had a piano in her home. And I couldn't play the piano, but I desired to play the piano. And all of a sudden I started playing on her piano, and I had an ear to hear. So whatever I would say at that time or sing, because I was always a singer since I was 2 years old, I've been singing, you know. And so one day I was probably a little bit older than two. I probably was 5 or 6 years old. I went to the piano and I just started, you know, listening to notes and playing different notes on the piano. And all of a sudden I started making different chords on the piano. And so after so long, I just started playing anything that I could hear. I would just turn the radio on or listen to someone sing something, and I could just go to the piano and play it. And it's just such a gift to have that and to be able to do that. And sometimes I just, you know, not too much take it for granted, but sometimes you don't realize you have it because it's been with you so long. And so that's when I start, as a young man, start playing for my church choir back in the day. And I could play anything that I hear by ear.
So that's a natural talent. And does that come from family? Do you come from a background of family of singers?
Well, my mother has a huge family of sisters and brothers, and all of them sing. And my dad sings, and so just a whole family of singers, and so that music part. But everybody doesn't play the piano, so I'm one of the few people that just really grasp at the piano and start playing it, and at a very young age. And I knew that I had that I could write, because I would hear something, or just something would come in my heart or my spirit, and I would play it and I would sing it. Well, it was my own song. It wasn't a song that was on the radio, but it was something that came from my heart. And so from then to this day is how I write music. It's how music is by inspiration. So it could be something that you see, something that you hear. You can walk outside and you can look at the stars in the sky, and you can say, "Oh," you know, and you can just say majesty. You could just say something, you know, you could be walking and on a river bank or something, and just see the river and the water, and then something comes to mind. And that's really how music is written, by just an inspiration.
That's
and so
awesome.
all the music that I write comes from an inspiration and come from the heart.
That's amazing. That's really, really great. And so for young individuals out there that are following their careers in music, what advice would you give them outside of following your heart and being still and allowing, you know, your creativity to develop?
Yeah. So if you've been wanting to, you know, I got a lot of people that want to produce music that's just, you know, said, I feel that I'm supposed to do this. Well, you just have to, you know, start writing those thoughts down that you want, writing the things down and that you think that's on your heart. And, you know, in time they will come to pass. But really seeking out mentorship.
That's right.
You know, really seeking out someone that's doing exactly what you're saying. In the music industry. So I have mentors or people that I can reach out or call, and I'll send a clip of music and say, "What do you think about this?" You know, and they go, "Oh, that sounds good," or, you know, "You can change this up, or you can change this." But just find mentorship that can help you. to get to the next level.
Yeah, that's a common theme here at Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. Mentorships are key in the development of your life, your journey, definitely. So seeking someone out that you aspire to be like and or have similar qualities and traits of to be cultivated and nurtured and molded.
Yes.
That's important.
Very important.
Very good. The legacy. Tell me about your being a father and the legacy you wish to leave behind.
Oh, I enjoy being a father. I have many children. Many call me dad, been for years. So I enjoy just teaching and developing others. All of my children are all leaders in the community. They're worship leaders. They're activists in just in the community, just in helping others develop in whatever areas that they can. And so I enjoy teaching and training. And then the platform of what I'm on in my music is a platform for them as well. So the TV, the radio, the platforms are open for them. And so I'm watching my children step into that platform. Each one of them have their own uniqueness and their own ministry that God has given them, and they are ministering and helping and sharing, and I'm really excited about that.
Awesome. And then, let's talk a little bit about your music career and obviously getting started, having natural talent as a young man, and having family members that were artists as well, and ministry has guided and molded that as well. But tell me more about your musical career and how that all spread nationally and internationally.
Well, I was actually, my first CD project released in 2014, and that was after I worked a corporate job for 20 years, and so I just actually retired from the corporate, and I wanted to do something that was in my heart. And music was in my heart, and I'm waiting on it. At the time, I really wanted to go back into the corporate world, but God had another plan, and so I began to just sit down and write music, and it just came to me. And so I released a first music project in 2014, and it began to win awards. And what's really interesting about where I'm at right now is that sometime when you feel like stopping, because I've been said, I'm going to retire, and I'm really young still, but there's sometimes I say I'm going to retire, and every time I say I'm going to retire, there's a new song.
It pops in your head.
It is just an inspiration. When people hear it, they go, oh my gosh, I need to hear that song. It's a song of the heart, but like I said, what's from the heart reaches the heart. So I'm still excited. Every time when I'm thinking I'm going a different direction, and God says there's more, there's so much more. And what's really making me very excited is that I'm teaching others and developing others. I have artists all over the world that inbox me on my social platforms and say, can you help me release a CD project, or can you show me, or can you train me or teach me or give me some instructions? And so I'm able to say yes, to do this, do that, and just give them some advice and listen to their music and really listen to their heart. I ask them to listen to their heart, because their heart is what's going to lead them into an awesome place to help others.
That's amazing. Well, you are a man of many talents as well. And your music is available. How does viewers, listeners get your music?
You can find my music on all social media platforms. It's on Amazon. It's on CD Baby. It's on Google. It's on YouTube.
You have a website.
I have a website. It's www.reggiecampbell.com or www.freshfirerecords.com. So any of the platforms you can find the music, and it's awesome.
And then other services, you're an educator.
Yes.
You're a leader.
Yes.
And what services do you offer that are available that individuals can access you to, learn from your experience?
Yes. Well, also, I'm a voice teacher. I'm a piano teacher. I teach by ear. So if you have an ear, I can show you how to bring that to goodness for you.
Well, that's not an easy thing to do.
no, no, it's not. But once people have an ear, we can help develop it, and they can start playing chords and just go from there. I got one of my boys; he's just started playing, and it's the most amazing thing. He's so excited.
What are you doing in the community now with your music or any charitable things that you're doing in the community?
I do a lot of charitable. I really enjoy feeding the homeless. That's one of the things that's a passion I have. So I enjoy going feeding the homeless. I enjoy singing at the nursing homes,
Yes.
and I do a lot of that, especially during the holiday time or just any time. Sometime once every month we go. Not lately, but we go to the nursing homes and just share. We share a word of goodness, and then we just give a couple songs, and people really enjoy that.
Well, that's amazing. And in this time that we're in, where family, loved ones aren't able to really connect as they would normally because of the current state of affairs that we have and traveling restrictions and that sort of thing, music and you being able to do that and give of your time. Music soothes the souls, and it does so much more than a lot of things.
Yeah.
Music soothes the souls. Now, tell me a little bit about being a music therapist, an autistic advocate. How did you get into this?
Well, many years ago, I would say about 5 years ago, I started working with autistic children, and my daughter as well, many don't know, is autistic diagnosed. And so how I was able to teach her, even as a little girl, is by rhythm and by numbers. And she was not able to learn like a lot of people, like she can remember her telephone number, she can remember different. So I taught her a pattern, so a rhythm, and I taught it through music. So she can remember music, she can remember rhythms, and she can remember beats. And what's incredible about once you teach someone, I remember being in a choir rehearsal. I had a choir I was teaching. It was about 150 voice choir, and she was sitting there, and so I was giving this rhythm, and they couldn't get it. And I was watching her sit there in the front row, and she had the rhythm, and I said, and because I taught her through rhythm and sound, and so she got the microphone, and she was able to teach them.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Maybe you can give us an exercise on our next break on how easy that is for individuals to explore music and or rhythm to learn and develop in other ways, because we all learn differently.
Yes.
And I think the key to a good leader or teacher is to figure out what way that your student learns the best,
Yes.
and give them that.
That's right.
For sure.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Now, I understand that you're internationally known as well, and how did that come to be?
That was really more promotions, radio promotion. I have a very good radio promoter, and so that's kind of how that happened. But once the radio stations hear your music and they start sending it, they'll start sending it over to my music is playing in New Zealand, just all over Australia and different places.
In Africa?
Africa, and so it gets to be pretty exciting when I get, we get like royalty checks of it's BMI, and it says, oh, your music is playing here and your music is playing there. And another thing called CCLI, when, like a lot of times if you go to church and they put your music up over on the overhead, or your iPad, or you have a podcast, then you also get podcast royalties, or you also get YouTube royalties. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is like, a segment from Boost Your Awareness, thereby increasing your health and wealth. And here, Reginald Campbell is telling us ways that, your talents can continue to allow you to get royalties in other countries, in other areas, without you even physically having to be there.
Right.
We live in a world of great technology. and promoting the things that you do or an individual does can really bring a lot of joy and profit, recognition, and awareness. Very similar to what Dr. Nancy Knows radio talk show does. Because we're radio, we're not just local, we're national and international, and we do have some international watchers. So that's really great information. Really, really great. Okay, awesome. Any advice that you can give in terms of, pitfalls along your journey? Because we're all human and nothing is perfect. Although, you have a great career, but a lot of people don't know your story and what it took to get there.
Yes. Like I said before, mentorship is really what you want. You want to find someone that can mentor you, and you also want to, first and foremost, you want to pray. You want to pray about it and just get wisdom and get knowledge on what it is that you need to do. It will come to pass if you believe, if you pray and you wait on it, which is so unique because all of the songs that I write come through a testimony or something that I've been through. I got an award-winning song called "We Wait on You," and 2014 when I decided to finish my music process, I was driving in the car and that song came. It was really more like a prayer, and it was just saying, "Oh Lord, we wait on you, for you promise to provide." And so that's how my music is inspired, because it comes from something from the heart.
Well, that's amazing. Without faith, we're nothing.
Yes.
And we live in a society that's rush, rush, rush. And at the end of the day, you have to stop and be still and listen and wait and cultivate that small, still voice.
Correct.
And whatever it's telling you, it's never a bad thing. And follow your dreams, definitely.
Yes.
So that's really, really great. I mean, really good information. Be still, pray.
Yeah.
And the nation is hurting, and we need love.
Yes.
And you are making a difference in our community. And it just takes one person to see that you're doing that.
Yes.
Because when you instill hope, you motivate and you inspire, it really channels the greatness in others.
In others, yes.
In others, that's for sure. So tell me your American dream. Let's talk about that. And is it all you hoped for, and other things that you aspire to do? Perhaps maybe writing a book?
That's right on. I'm actually writing a book right now, and the book is entitled "I've Got Joy."
Love that. I love that.
And it's really talking about the things that we spoke about today that I've been through with losing my wife at a very young age. She passed to lupus, and so I had to raise the children, the 3 children myself. And so just through the various things that I went through, it was not easy, but I had faith. And I remember the teaching of my grandmother, that things that she instilled in that village that we talked about.
Yes.
You can do it, you can make it, you just have to have faith, you have to have a vision, you have to write it, write it down, and it'll come to pass. So, I have some things ahead of me that I'm so excited about, that I would like to, in my career. I'm looking for a Grammy Award for my music, and I'm also writing a songbook with all of my music, and I'm writing a children's songbook as well.
Nice.
Because what I really enjoy is teaching children, so I write a lot of music for children, for youth, and so inspiring, because the songs they can sing are so simple, but they have so much meaning. Even the little song that we all grew up and said, "Yes, Jesus loves me." For the Bible tells me, so simple but such a powerful message. And I found myself, even in some of my sessions of teaching, just being able to teach people even the autistic children, just that little phrase, yes, Jesus loves me. That's one of the first things that I teach. And when they get that, because some of them don't speak a lot, but when you're able to help them to develop that even through that rhythm, yes, Jesus loves me, and they pick that rhythm up before they pick the sound, so they can start their feet, and they'll start with their hands, and all of a sudden, yes, Jesus loves me. And when their parent sees them, they're like, oh my gosh.
That's amazing. Oh my God. So listen, we are out of time for this segment. We will be right back with Reggie Campbell. We'll be right back.
You don't want to miss what's coming up next because Dr. Nancy knows. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello, I'm Dr. Nancy of Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine. Did you know that my health screenings include a physical examination, also blood work to include CBC, chemistry, liver function studies, lipid panel, and A1C? Your blood work is drawn in our offices. Results are available in 3 to 5 days. Call today, 480-669-6452, or schedule online at drnanciesintegrativemedicine.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy. Welcome to our clinics. We believe that personalized care and relationship building are the basis of improving health outcomes. At Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, you gain healthcare providers who take the time to understand your health goals and find solutions. We offer optional medical memberships, giving you peace of mind and quality care. We provide both medical and aesthetic services in 2 Arizona locations. We practice the highest standards of patient care. We respect patients' rights. We safeguard patient confidences. We treat patients with compassion. You are invited to call the office to schedule an appointment or online at a time that is convenient for you. Call to schedule 480-669-6452 or visit our website at drnanciesintegrativemedicine.com.
You're listening to Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. Ask your questions now. Dr. Nancy is listening.
Good morning. Good morning. We are back with Reggie Campbell, and our topic is Music Soothes the Soul for Many. And he is an international gospel artist, award-winning artist, and a music therapist for as an autistic advocate. And we're going to delve a little bit more into his love for autism and through music, and how he impacts the lives of these individuals to live their best life ever, right? And that's what's important at the end of the day, is being able to communicate and connect with those that need it at the time. Yeah. And so, I love the fact that you use your talents for good.
Yes.
And music. With autistic individuals,
yeah.
and having a daughter of autism, and how passionate and close that and near and dear that is to you.
Yes.
Can you give us some examples of, what it is needed to be able to connect with these individuals on the level that's meaningful, impactful?
Yeah, when you're working with autistic children, you have to, give simple instructions. So just don't give so much that they're over. But you can't. The process is one process at a time, not 2 or 3. And those are things that they develop over time. To giving two prompts. So you're going to give one prompt and of what you want them to do, and then don't rush them. Just make it simple. Take your time. Listen, find out their area of communication, how they communicate, because just like any of us, we all communicate different. Some communicate through sound. Sometimes you can't be you can't be too loud, you can't be too soft. You have to be just right where they need you to be. So really learning and developing with an individual, because we're all uniquely different. So it's really about being sensitive, really sensitive to the needs, and because you can actually see when you say something, you can see the wheels turning, so to speak. It's like, oh, okay, I'm getting what you're saying. you know. So it's just really communicating simple processes, just like anybody else.
That's
you know.
great.
And what's unique about it is that I find the children, just like us, they like different types of music. And that is so awesome because some like country music, some like rock and roll, some like rap, some like jazz, and some of them sleep with music. They when they go to sleep, they just have a little song they like to hear, and it's just so music soothing for the soul, you know.
That's exactly
And,
right.
some of them like some of my songs. I got several that just love the song "I've Got Joy," you know, and it's just it's a wake up song for some of them. It's like their mom says they want to hear that song every morning. So I've got joy, you know, and it just gets their day going. And I have people in the nursing home and people in just various places that listen to the music and just get really excited about the music. I've Got Joy plays on several radio platforms all over the United States and foreign countries as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a song that just kind of gets you up and gets you going, no matter what mood you're in and what you're going through, what you're dealing with. It just it has such a unique beat that it just brings excitement.
That's great. Now, are there any particular organizations that you belong to or are a part of with regard to autism and music therapy?
Yeah, there's several academies here that I'm connected to as well. There's Lexington Learning Center. There's A Brighter Avenue. There's several, quite a few platforms here that I'm a part of, and I'm a part of the Arizona Autism Board Academy as well.
That's amazing.
And so just being, knowing knowing the know of what's going on, you know. We have walks, we have picnics, we have outings, we have, all kind of things that we do for the children to the Olympics that we have every year, those things like that really excites the parents and the children. And so my whole thing is just educating, teaching, training, equipping, and having fun with the kids. And the greatest thing is watching the development, when you see a kid that cannot, when you meet them, express themselves.
It's so rewarding.
And to be able to have them to express themselves or to say something or to sing something or to smile about something, it's a brighter day. And the parent is just excited. We're all excited. We're like, oh, you did a great job. We're so excited. But it's just a learning tool for them, just a platform for them. Once they actually open up and we learn their areas for learning, then we can teach them more.
Great. Now, do you do private lessons? Or if there's an individual or an organization that would love to have you come in and provide a service?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I
Awesome.
do.
And then how can people get a hold of you?
You can reach me at reggiecampbell.com. That's the website that I have, and you can also leave a message there. FreshFireRecords.com. You can leave a message there. There's a place there at the end. You can leave a message for me, and my phone number's there as well.
Oh, that's really, really good. I just think that, more and more, though, we bring awareness to things that matter. Then individuals know that they have access and they can reach out and take part in that particular service. And I think that we have evolved in many ways over the years, but yet there's still much work to be done.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
And our special needs population, we all need help. And you're right, we're all the same, all individual learners, and it just takes time and patience to figure out what way an individual learns. And music, though, transitions or transcends all cultures,
Yes.
all nationalities,
Correct.
all disabilities. Music.
Yes.
Music soothes the soul, definitely.
Yes,
does. Yeah, absolutely. Now, can you give us an example of how, through rhythm, an autistic individual could learn something?
Okay.
Say, I know that you were teaching a telephone number, or perhaps even an address. Through rhythm and beats, what would that look like?
Yeah. So it's really exciting to, like I said, once you're around someone and to know what they need. And so, you have children that can hear, and some that cannot hear, and some so you communicate them. So you communicate them through sign language or different ways that you communicate to them. But teaching is the same. The main thing is that you want them to get out of them something new and something that is profound and developmental. And so in teaching, it's like teaching the alphabet. We sing the song A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Exactly.
H, I, J, K, L, and it's a rhythm. Those are why we teach those songs and we say nursery rhymes when they're little, because they're able to communicate and they're able to pick them up quickly. So the same thing when teaching, like if I'm teaching an address or I'm teaching a phone number, I'm going to teach them through a beat. So we may just clap our hands, let's just clap our hands. Let's just stomp our feet.
Okay.
Let's just lift our hands. Just the beat. And so
It makes you happy.
Yeah. And so once the kids start clapping their hand, stomping their feet, they have a beat going on. Now, what are we going to do next?
That's awesome.
Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3. Just a rhythm. Teaching a phone number is 564-3974. That's their number, and they can't remember it. 564-3974.
I get it.
So it's the rhythm. It's the 564-3974, and they just start smiling. And then they're like, oh my gosh, we learned it. You learn your number. You learn your, how do you pronounce your name? What's your name? Your name Jordan? Okay, Jordan.
So through rhythm.
1, 2, dad.
I get it. So it's patience,
Definitely.
consistency,
Yes.
love.
Love. Number
That's
1.
amazing. That's good. One more question. What are you most thankful for?
I am so thankful for all that I have in my life, that God has blessed me with. The many people, the friendship, the relationships, the people that are like myself. Sometimes you don't realize, sometimes you're going through your own life's journey and you're unaware of everybody else's journey. And then once you're able to have relationship, that you understand what another person is dealing with or going through, sometimes you think that I'm just way over here, but no, really you're right in the midst of everybody else. So I'm so thankful for relationships.
That's right. Relationships are built, and some people really want to rush things, but you're right. You have to work at it, like anything else. I like that. Relationships, that's what you're thankful for. That's amazing. You are going to stick around for our last segment, and our last segment is called Boost Your Awareness, thereby increasing your health and wealth. And Reginald, you are going to talk about, because you're a mentor, about leadership qualities, and through leadership, how that can build your legacy and build wealth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So tell me, as a mentor and leader,
Yes.
African American male, how do you lead, and who are your mentees?
Yeah. Well, number one, you lead by example. You don't just ask people to do what you don't do. So you really developed your daily basic things. And sometimes people have a little chart. They says, well, I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to do this, and that. Well, that's really how you need to write it down. Exactly what your day looks like. So if you're trying to increase your health, so then you're going to add your walking in, you're going to add your water, you're going to add your book reading. So you may read, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. You may read just a little bit of that a day, but that is going to increase your knowledge and wisdom on what you're going to do. So you have your devotion, your Bible reading, all these things. These are different things that you're going to do every single day, and it's going to make you become really aware of where you're trying to go. Okay, so if it's nutrition that you're trying to work on, or if it's working in the industry to be a network marketer or it's to be the best leader, then all those skills, you develop those.
Very important.
Yeah, very important.
So what I hear you saying, though, as well, in a nutshell, and all throughout your theme today, too, is pray, have your faith, journal, write it down,
So important.
read areas in your field of expertise and what you most like to want to become, and again, motivational and inspirational content as well.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's really, really great. Anything else that you would add to being a good leader and mentor?
No, just leading and following others that have already obtained what you're looking for. If it's wealth, so read and learn how to, even some of the motivational speakers that I enjoy listening to, Les Hopkins, there's different people that I enjoy myself. They just get you motivated and they get you so excited. You be like, I'm going to give a speech, I'm going to give a sermon, I'm going to give a talk, I'm going to give a prayer.
That's right.
So they really, encourage you that, you can do it. And so they really inspire you about what they've done and even where they started, where they were in their life. And when you hear their testimony and their story, you said, oh, if he could do this, I could do this.
That's exactly right. That's inspiration at its best.
Yes.
And then I think to just add to that is surround yourself around individuals that help you cultivate and
So
continue with that same spirit,
Yeah, positive.
right?
Positive
Because
people.
you want positive energy around you, and you want to continue to stay energized and, and be grounded, of course, realistic. But your dreams and aspirations are yours.
Yes.
And you should be able to dream and walk toward that as well, and have others that help you celebrate that at the end of the day.
Yes.
Reginald, I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for
Such a
having me.
blessing,
Thank you
definitely.
for having me on your show today.
Is there a telephone number you'd like to provide in terms of how others can get a hold of you too, in addition to the website?
Sure. You can reach me. My personal cell phone number is 480-221-4904, Reggie Campbell.
And say that one more time.
My phone number that you can reach me is 480-221-4904.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So listen, I read an article this week, everyone, and it was in the Inc. Online Apple information. Warren Buffett, actually. And he, just talked about things. He said, these things are often ignored, and it's related to wealth. Care about your people. It's the common theme here. If you don't do what you do best and allow other people to know that you care, and as you're doing it, they're not going to take you seriously. Number two, value your employees' whole being, right? And he said that means emotionally, mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. He says to achieve outstanding business outcomes, you really have to value the whole person. Number three, lead with empathy. Again, empathize. If you can put yourself in an individual's place, people can understand and realize that, okay, he's human, he really gets it, or she really gets it. Four, gain perspective, and that is brainstorming on how you can use open transparency, collaboration, and focus on things that matter to bring people together and rise above toxic division. And then lastly, be there to offer support and help. Now listen, on next week's show, Dr. Nancy Knows radio talk show, we have Sophia Marscalis. Sophia Marscalis. And she's going to be on the show, the consummate entrepreneur, and she's going to talk to us about how building relationships in the multicultural platform has worked for her and how it continues to build our nation. Remember, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, it's who she knows. And we appreciate you viewers and watching, and we will be back next week. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Optimal health requires you to perform at your peak potential. Start today. Be the change you wish to see in the world. This was Dr. Nancy Knows. Thank you for connecting. We're waiting for you on our next broadcast here at EMR, Emotion Radio.